So here's the input chart that we're going to be working with for three of the bands, and we're using 24 of the 32 inputs. So headliner is just getting set up right now, and for how crazy this is going to be, it's actually going super smooth. Everyone knows what they're doing, so this is awesome. I mean, we even got a rundown of literally everything here. I mean, I'm covering private information, but we even have a set list, a schedule for sound checks, and the loadout time. All right, so the first band is all done with sound check, and just in time, because do you remember that scene in Forrest Gump where he's talking about all the rain? Yeah, this is it. Look at this, I'm getting rained on just like standing right out the door outside the awning. Wow. At least the bird shit's getting washed off my car. There's that. Okay, so we are all done with sound check, guys, and man, literally got 5 bands completely checked. We have tonight Cryptopsy, Abysmal Dawn, Hate, Reaping Asmodeia, and Warforged. Those are the bands that are playing here tonight, and as you can see, everything is down to a schedule, even though we were late on almost all this because of just figuring out the tech line back there. So this is the touring sound rig that we are all using tonight, and even though it looks crazy up there, I'm going to show you guys the stage in a second, it's actually not bad down here. So we have kick triggers, kick in, kick out, snare up, snare bottom, toms, hi-hat ride, and we're not using any of the hi-hat ride overhead left and right because for this room you just don't need it. Bass, guitar left, guitar right, and 2 vocals and all the samples and backing tracks. These right here, I have it programmed so that this is my house music. This is plugged in locally on 28 and 29 locally on the board, and 30 and 31 are the master in and outs for the second band. They're all self-contained, and I'm basically just a glorified master fader operator for them. And then 32 is a third patch from the second band, but this is going just to the monitors because they have a different monitor mix that they're controlling everything by themselves. Yeah, like I said, even though the stage looks a little bit crazy up there, and trust me it is, it's not the craziest I've ever seen, surprisingly. So here is the layout, and here's a trick for you X32 users. If you want to use a mixture of a patch of inputs from the stage box and locally, here's how you do it. You go into routing, and here's how the X32 at least lays out. So it's 1 through 8, 9 through 16, 17, etc., etc. What you want to do for this patch of inputs here, you got to go down to user in 25 through 32. That way when you go into the input of your choice, you go to user. So in that way I have input 28, that's local input 28, 29, and then from here I can go to A, which is the stage box 30, 31, 32. So that's how you customize to literally give you whatever you want, either patch bay up there or locally here. Now obviously if I put in an input on the stage box, on input 28 on the stage box, it's not going to work here because these two, 28 and 29, are local for here. You can't have 28 local and 28 on the box. Just can't do that. But let's show you the stage. So this is Warforged drum set right here. Here's, I think, the second to last band's drum set here. Squeeze my behind out here. I'll show you backstage in a second because that's just crazy enough. But Here is Warforged drum set. Here is some campers for the other bands. We have other just gear upon gear upon gear up here. We have Headliners drum set up here because they are not striking. And everything is basically running into this master patch bay here, which then is going to my stage box. So I'm not touching the stage box all night tonight, which is great. Everything's contained between this and my stage box. Here is Warforged. Here is their rack here. This is the second band's rack here, which again, I am just a glorified master fader operator for them, which is great. And then the last three bands are all this stuff right back here. And they all have their touring sound guys with them. So this is excellent. It actually is, even though this is batshit crazy looking up here, and trust me it is, I have a very light night tonight. So I'm only responsible for the first band and then watching the master fader for the second band. So I have a pretty easy night tonight. This drum set is wonderful. It sounds fucking killer. All the drums here just sound amazing. Like, we are working with some real top level musicians here tonight who clearly know how to use their gear and who clearly know how to get their shit sounding right. These Kempers sound fucking great out in front of house. Everyone's on their in-ear monitor rigs. And I think only one band, the second band, is using the wedges up here. So that's pretty awesome. Don't have to worry about wedges and monitors, but it is a very tight fit up here for everybody. I mean, I'm just one semi-large fat man here, so like it's pretty tight for everyone. But now let's see what backstage looks like, because I haven't even seen backstage yet. Look at this, we got more guitars and bass set up here. We have a drum set here blocking my amp room, but that's okay. And then holy shit, this is my first time actually looking at the backstage area. So yeah, we have a fully packed house tonight, guys.
Motherfucker. Alright, let's play some rock and roll music. Some rock and roll metal, brother. Burning lights, freezing vapors through my eyelids, forcing me to ancient underground, burning through your dirt. My organs feel like they're covered in shoulders. 6 chains to each other, my flesh and my bones. You're starting over your fucking that!
Alright guys, we are all done. And I humbly say this, but it's not that often that I feel moments where I got taken to school. But tonight, when James mixing the headliner, holy shit, was I just amazed at how good his mix was. And so let me give you guys a little bit of a tour of his mix settings. So here's his kick trigger, really scooped. Kick in, this was kick out. His snare top, snare bottom. Toms are pretty much where I have them anyway. We didn't use hi-hat rides or overheads. Let me correct myself. We did use hi-hat and ride, but we didn't use overheads. Here's his bass EQ, and this is interesting. I never thought of boosting 800 for the bass. I usually scoop everything out from like 250 down to like 1.5K, but it sounded great. Can't argue with the results. Here's his guitars, both mirrored. Obviously, they're using Kempers. And then here's his vocal. Very simple. And of course the samples were mixed this way too. A lot of boosting, I'm noticing. I'm the type of mixer where I reduce EQ more than I boost. But can't really argue with the results tonight, guys, as you heard in the vlog. But he said the key to his mix is this guy right here, the Sound Maxer, because as we all know, once you reduce stuff in EQ, it could potentially create phase issues. So this, according to him, corrects all that and just gets his mix as bright as it was. So I'm gonna fuck with this. and I'm gonna see what it does for my mixes. I want to go through my entire mix on here and basically rework it from the ground up, because I'm not happy with how much EQing I'm doing. So I'm gonna fuck with this and just try it out, and we'll go from there. But again, guys, not that often that I get taken to school on this, but holy mackerel. This show tonight was just awesome. I loved tonight's show, and I am humbly eating my own words from the speculation I had earlier in the car. I was worried coming into the show. I am so happy that I was wrong. We're good, guys. This was a very, very good show, and these guys have been around since basically the early 90s, and they have been, there's a reason why they're as famous as they are. There is a reason why they're the legends that they are. The band, like the place was packed tonight, so this was awesome. So, I think on that humble note here, guys, I'm going to say goodnight. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.